So, is he an artist just telling a story, or is he a propagandist for a cartel? That's really the big question swirling around the musician El Makabelico. His music, it paints this incredibly vivid picture of a super dangerous world. But an official denouncement says his art is something way, way more sinister. Let's get into it. And this right here, this lays the whole conflict out in black and white. On one side, in his own words, he's the three letters, just a guy who's here to work. But then you look at the other side, and the accusation is about as serious as it gets. He is a criminal. He is a terrorist. So how do you square that circle? To even begin to figure that out, we gotta look closer at what both sides are actually saying.
All right, first up, the denouncement. Let's break down the specific claims being made against him.
So the denouncement comes out swinging. The very first claim is simple, it's direct. He is a criminal. They're not mincing words here. It's a bold legal accusation right from the jump. But it doesn't stop there. It doesn't just say criminal. The accusation escalates, and it labels him a terrorist. Now that's a word with some really heavy implications, right? It suggests his goal isn't just crime, it's about creating fear to push some kind of agenda. And this is where things get really interesting. His music itself is being called a part of the crime. According to this denouncement, his songs, they aren't just entertainment. No, they're being called a weapon, propaganda. And with this quote, the source makes its stance crystal clear. There is zero doubt. This isn't just about what he's allegedly done. It's a complete and total condemnation of his behavior, his lyrics, his entire message. It's a flat-out rejection of everything. So, what exactly are we talking about when we say propaganda here? Well, it's biased info, right? It's meant to promote a specific cause. And the source is very, very specific about which cause. The terrorist group Cartel Del Noreste. The accusation is that his music is basically a marketing tool for them. Okay, so we've heard the accusation. Now let's flip the coin and hear from the artist himself, or at least the narrator in his songs. We're going to dive right into the lyrics of his song Tres Letras, which means the three letters, to see what kind of story he's actually telling. But here's the thing, the story and the lyrics, it's not some simple celebration of being a criminal. There's this really surprising layer of personal loss and regret in there. The narrator admits he's lost his family because of this life, that it's changed him, and that he really, really misses them. It kind of puts a human cost on this whole violent narrative. But right alongside that pain, the song basically lays out a business plan for a criminal operation. I mean, the narrator openly talks about trafficking routes and kilos of product. He casually describes violence, brags about his pure European car, and makes it clear he's with the Godfathers. He treats the whole thing like a business. This one line, man, this really gets to the core of the whole persona in the song. Me siento bien bélico, or I feel very warlike. That's not just a passing feeling. It's an entire identity. It perfectly captures that aggressive, confrontational pride of the narrator. It's not just about what he does. It's about who he is. Okay, so on one hand, we've got these incredibly serious claims from the denouncement, and on the other, we have this detailed criminal world painted in the lyrics. Let's put them side by side and see how well they actually line up. And when you look at it like this, wow, the connection becomes pretty undeniable. The claim that the music promotes a criminal enterprise, well, that seems to be backed up by the lyric, "This is a business. We opened up several." The claim of being part of a group lines up perfectly with, "We are who we are," next to the Godfathers. Glorifying violence? How about, "I give them one shot, but sometimes two in a row." And mentioning trafficking? It's right there, talking about routes to San Antonio. The song's own words seem to be providing the evidence for the accusations. So this leaves us in a really complicated place. El Makabelico's music tells this detailed first-person story of a criminal's life. And it's full of violence, yeah, but also personal loss. But the denouncement sees this very same story not as art, but as dangerous propaganda for a terrorist organization. And this brings us to a huge question, one that goes way beyond just this one artist. When music describes a criminal world with this much detail, where do you draw the line between just reflecting a reality and actively promoting it? At what point does telling a story become recruiting for a cause? That right there is the question at the very heart of all this.